Hi, I'm Peter Robinson. I work for Red Hat as the lead architect for IoT and Edge, so device edge, a lot of basically devices outside of the data center. Having a standard that solves a problem across an ecosystem is great, but if it takes 5 years for that to go from a standard to be widely deployed, that's a problem because you have to sit around and wait for 5 years, and the industry as a whole doesn't wait. And so being able to, work with the silicon vendors, work with other software vendors, work with firmware vendors, etc., you can sort of accelerate that and reduce like time to market and those sort of components, or even like solutions to industry problems, which may not even be a time to market thing. Some of the security vulnerabilities at the chip level that have been seen over the last years, working in close proximity with all those companies enables quicker resolution to sort of widespread problems. The value we get out of Linaro membership is very wide and varied. The ability to input into Linaro Edge and the wider ARM ecosystem what Red Hat needs, or what I see Red Hat needing from edge platforms into the future, divine security standards, boot standards, attestation, security, confidential compute architecture, all of these things are critical path for edge. So working with Linaro on these sort of standards, security standards, architecture standards, and things like that allows us to ensure that we have secure edge into the future. The other advantage is like the group engineering collaborations of like the working groups, like the Edge working group. We pay as a member and we contribute engineering in, but we get an order of magnitude engineering out than, and so it allows us to accelerate some of our development on the ARM platforms and the wider ecosystem as a whole, that we wouldn't necessarily get internal just to Red Hat. A lot of device vendors or software vendors are trying to solve the same problems. So if you solve that in a collaborative way, you do it quicker and it costs your individual company less because you're balancing, all of those requirements across multiple companies that are trying to achieve the same thing. So you don't end up sort of engineering the same thing slightly differently in isolation. So from that perspective, collaboration is essential, and I see one of the key values of sort of being involved in Linaro and essentially sitting at that table.